I know. Here I am. Hey, so here I am in my badass office, and I was getting ready to do a Fruitful Friday podcast for the podcast for Successful Badassery, and I thought I'm calling all badasses because I haven't done a lot of the live videos in well, quite some time. You know why? Because I'm doing a podcast, and there's only so much energy in a day. And guess what? When I do a podcast, I don't have to do hair and makeup. So that's the real reason why. No, actually, it's because, I started this podcast in January and it was sort of a creative outlet for me. And, I already had done the Kelly Orchard's Apple a Day, which is 60 seconds and it's ongoing. But this one I wanted to do differently and add Mustang Monday into it. And then, creatively came up with Wednesday Wisdom and Fruitful Fridays. And so, last night, okay, so I'm now over here at Michelle's place, and I gotta say, I love it. I love all the people who are here, who come and go, who work here, who don't work here, who volunteer here, who whatever. It's quite an interesting energy and vibe here. But I do have my little space, and I'm on the other side of the building, so I'm never ever ever interrupted. So I can literally sit here in my office for days and nobody would know I was here because my door actually has a blackout curtain. That's for privacy purposes because this is also where I have my psychotherapy practice. And if I all I got to put on outside the door is in session do not disturb, and they don't. But today I was going to come in and I have some sessions this afternoon, and I just got wrapped up one, and I'm kind of juggling a lot of stuff right now, and I know you are too. I'm getting a lot of different feedback now. It's like being a psychotherapist can be very isolating. Yet on the other hand, we're also very in tune to the temperament and the tempo of the world around us or the world of our clientele. But it's also very different from the business environment and the work environment, which I haven't been part of for quite some time, as far as like actually being inside an office where there's a lot of people around. I've been working independently from home, actually, for the last 20 years. So now that everybody's making these shifts and these transitions, I have too, but I've gone from working from home to working in an office. And so there's been adjustments for me as well. But last night, something occurred to me last night, and it just kind of made me chuckle at myself. And I thought I would share it with my badass friends. How are you doing, by the way? I only give the tips and tools in my podcast now. It's kind of scripted, and I have articles that I share. And I go through the badass acronym. I talk about music, and I talk about radio, and I talk about what's going on in my life. Kind of like what I do on these videos occasionally, but I do that 3 times a week. I'm on the hunt for some more badasses to get into the Mustang and do some Mustang Monday videos with me. I have Julie No scheduled for Friday. And I told her, I said, okay, I'm behind the 8 ball here because yours is going to publish on Monday. So over Labor Day weekend, I'm going to be producing the Mustang Monday and then a bunch of other podcasts. Why am I here today? I just wanted you to see my face and say hello. Over the weekend was the Marietta Chamber of Commerce annual awards gala. I think it was like the 61st. I mean, how many years do you continue to do these things? It was fantastic, very nice event. But and I was nominated for Small Business of the Year. Not me personally. Well, maybe me personally. It was licensed to be badass as the member of the Chamber of Commerce. So that's what was nominated, and so it was fun to be nominated. And I got to participate in some promotional videos about what the community means to us and why I get involved and all that. And I represented when I went to do the videos. I'm glad I had good hair day, and I'm glad I was wearing a bright red shirt. But the thing was, it was fun yesterday. Yesterday, the chamber had released that video out on YouTube and was sharing it with the people that had participated. And I have somebody helping me with marketing, and so it was her that decided to post it on my page, the video. So if you want to go and check that out, you can go check that one out. But if you've watched my videos and you anything, it's still just me. If you've seen me at a speaking engagement, it's still just me. It's the same thing and what I do. But what I do is I certify badasses. And you're badass if you're just sitting here watching this video right now, just because, man, we really have had a roller coaster ride the last year and a half or so, and it doesn't seem like there is any end in sight to the roller coaster ride. So, the only thing that you can control is how you're responding or reacting to it. And that's what I teach, is how to navigate these waters so that you can respond in a better way. And a lot of times it's how we think about it, mastering our mindset, flipping that format on the fear and the negativity. Last night, so I've been running a grief class here at Michelle's place, and Grief 101, everything you wanted to know about grief but didn't know who to ask. And so last night was week number 5. And as we were, wrapping up, I share with them some of my self-care things that I do for myself, because, in the field that I'm working in, yes, I do hear people's problems all day long, and part of my job is helping them to come up with solutions to how to solve these problems, or how to rethink how they feel about these problems. Or sometimes we're dealing with some really, really deep issues, such as grief, the loss of somebody. But here's the thing for you. Maybe you haven't lost an individual, or maybe you have. But there's also other ways that grief manifests itself, and that is whether you've lost your business, or you're losing employees, or you can't find those employees, or you've had some financial difficulties, or you just feel like you've lost the life that you thought you were going to live, or maybe your goals and your dreams have been completely derailed, not even or delayed. There's always some manner of grief in all of this loss. And the symptoms can manifest into depression, anxiety. They may even look like ADHD or some sort of physical ailment. Just check yourself, all right? Consider that maybe something that you are going through might be grief related, and seek some help. Now, I love to say, listen to my podcast, okay? It's like tomorrow's Fruitful Friday. Yesterday was Wednesday Wisdom. There was a really cool Mustang Monday on Monday. There'll be another one with Julie No coming up on this Monday. It's not one big ad. It's actually just tips and tools and ideas and articles about things that are actually happening with you right now. But I don't talk about the news, and I don't talk about politics, and I don't talk about all the actual stuff that's going on outside of my office right here. This is a safe place. And that's what I tell my clients. And I tell you, I have designed it so that it feels good for me. I mean, come on, Sedona, every day. Every day I'm in Sedona, in the Red Rocks. Yeah. I have one of those at my home too. Not the same picture, but that size, in my bedroom. And so that's part of my self-care routine. So last night, after the grief class, it was a long day. I told my clients, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and sit in my backyard and, listen to some music, and, and just contemplate and whatnot. This is something I've made a regular habit of doing every evening. I mean, I'm in an office all day long. So at the end of the day, as it starts to get cool and the sun goes down, and my parents, are in bed, it's like the kids are in bed, and then the day is done, I'll go outside and have myself some time for myself. Well, last night I was out there, and here it is. It's September 1st. Usually the weather doesn't change that quick, and I checked my temperature on my phone. It's 67 degrees, but I'm barefoot and my feet are cold. And I'm like, only in California would we think 67 degrees is cold, and I wish I had my slippers on, right? Yes, when all these other things are going on, but I felt very grateful that I had that opportunity just to be able to take even just 30 minutes, half an hour. So for you, it's like if you're not listening to the podcast where I actually give different tips and tools every single day or every couple days of things that you can try to master your mindset as we go through the Badass acronym, I just wanted to share her on a video and invite you to hop on the bus to Badassville. That's right. It's on every podcast platform. All you got to do is search Kelly Orchard, and you'll find both of my podcasts. The Kelly Orchard's Apple a Day, which is 60 seconds on wisdom, success, and personal growth. Right now, we're featuring the power of saying no to things. And then, of course, there's the podcast for Successful Badassery. You just search my name and you'll find it. And I hope that you'll tune in and you'll discover these podcasts. And also, you'll check over on my License to be Badass page for that Chamber of Commerce video that they put together. Lots of great leaders in that video and lots of great tips for you as well. And they're not all just for me, but it was really fun to be participating in that and to be part of that. All right, so it's Thursday. I'm gonna log off now on doing something live, and And I'm actually going to go and record a Fruitful Friday because I do have special stuff for you for this Labor Day weekend. I know it's the last weekend of summer officially. The world is still going nuts and wild and crazy, but I'd like to know, what do you have planned for this holiday weekend where we're just going to kind of be able to rest, relax, maybe recharge, and reset? Badass certification class coming up October 15th. Just check with me for details on that. It's going to be right here at Michelle's place. And we're looking for business owners who know that they need to practice some self care. And it's going to be tons of fun. It's like the Disneyland of workshops. That was one of the testimonials that I got from a psychotherapist friend of mine, colleague of mine, said it's like the Disneyland of workshops. So I hope that you'll keep coming back and tune in for more about that. Meanwhile, I got to go record a podcast right now. So I'm Kelly Orchard, the Badass Certifier, reminding you to be bold, be brave, be confident, be badass. And I will see you later. I promise. At least on Monday, for sure.